Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are going to develop our grammar skills and to revise the material about future forms, the construction be going to, present simple and present continuous for future events, and future simple and future continuous. So let's start. First of all, let's remember when we use the construction be going to and future simple will. As you know, be going to we use when we speak about arranged plans for the future. For example, my parents are going to open a shop next year. From this sentence we can see that parents have some plan to open a shop. Next, expect something to happen, especially when we make a prediction about something we see. For example, look at that driver. He is going to crash. If you see that something is going to happen according to the situation, you must use also this construction. And we use will when we make a decision while we speak, especially after the phrases I think, I believe, I guess. For example, I am bored, I think I will go shopping. The second, we use will when we predict something, especially when the prediction concerns our thoughts or convictions. One day there won't be any shops, people will only buy things on the internet. So we don't know for sure, yes, that people will buy things on the internet, but we make our own prediction. So we say our thoughts. And the last, we use will when we promise something or assure someone about something. It is always after the phrase I promise. So after the phrase I promise, we use will. For example, I promise I will drive more carefully. Okay, and now let's look at exercise here and try to distinguish when we use be going to and will and complete these sentences. So the first, what do you think the weather will be like today? Why do we use will here? How do you think? Let's look at the rules and let's find. Okay, so if you see on this sentence, the second, predict something. We predict the weather, for example. We don't know for sure, but we think that it will be. What will be? The second, it's raining hard now. They not play football today. It's raining hard, so we can see from the situation that the pitch is wet, so they aren't going to play. The second rule, expect something to happen, especially when we make a prediction about something we see. We see the rain, we see the wet field, pitch, and so we say they aren't going to. The third sentence, one day people not travel by plane anymore. We can see that we predict something. We predict the situation in the future. It is the second rule in the table with future simple will. Predict something, especially when the prediction concerns our thoughts or convictions. One day people won't travel by plane anymore. Number 4. It's a question. You go on holiday this year. Are you going to go? Do you have some plans? Do you have any plans for your holiday? So we must use the construction be going to because we speak about some plans for the future. Number 5. My teacher look for a job in London next year. Also the construction is going to because your teacher has some plans for his or her job. 6. I like animals and I am good at science and so I studied to be a vet. I like animals and I'm planning to be a vet, so I'm going to study. I'm tired, I think go to bed. As I have just said, after the phrase I think, I believe, I guess, we use future simple. I think I will go to bed. And the last sentence, I not buy that pizza, it doesn't look very nice. Can we say that we make a prediction about something we see? So we look at this pizza and it's not seems very tasty for us and we make a prediction not to buy it. I'm not going to buy. Next, future continuous. We use the future continuous when we speak about activities which at a specific moment in the future will have already lasted for some time. For example, this time next month I will be sitting on a beach. In this sentence, we see a specific moment. This time next month. Or for example, tomorrow at 5 o'clock I will be doing my homework. Yes, tomorrow at 5 o'clock, specific moment in the future. Present simple we use for future events when we speak about schedule, plan or timetable. Usually it's scheduler of transport, films in the cinema or lessons and so on. For example, our plane leaves at 7 p.m. And present continuous when we speak about planned activities. And these activities, events, they must be organized with another person as usual. Not always, but as usual. For example, we are going on holiday to Italy next Monday. We have organized this traveling with maybe friends or family. We know exactly when we are going to travel and we are sure about this holiday. So it's better to use present continuous. Now let's look at this exercise and try to change the verbs in brackets. Where are you going? To the station. My train leaves at 6 o'clock. So we can see in this sentence schedule of transport of trains. So if you remember, we use present simple. My train leaves at 6 o'clock. Schedule, timetable. I'm going shopping in a minute. Are you? I come with you. I will come with you. It is future simple because we make a decision while we speak. So we don't have any plans and we have decided to go with our friend. Do you fancy coming round to my house this afternoon? Sorry, I can't. I meet a friend. I'm meeting. We use present continuous because we speak about planned activity and besides, as you remember, the present continuous we use when we talk about some future arrangements that we have decided with another person. Are you looking forward to your holiday? Yes, just think. This time, next week. Specific time in the future. This time, next week. So, if we speak about some specific time, we use future continuous. I will be sitting. And now we are going to recognize the distinctive features of formal language, to know the main writing strategies for creating for and against essays, to understand the general principles, and to remember the main rules of writing its parts. We are going to focus on the formal style, because it has become one of the main means of communication, and so it's important to know the conventions of this style of writing. Let's try to identify the elements of the essay. As you know, we have the introduction, the main part, the main body, and conclusion. The introductory paragraph is a special paragraph. It has two main purposes: to introduce the topic and attract the reader's attention and interest. Main body can have 2 or 3 paragraphs. If we speak about for and against essay, you can use 2 paragraphs to write 2 or 3 advantages, and 1 paragraph to write 2 or 3 disadvantages. And please don't forget to write some examples. And the last part of your essay, it is conclusion. Include your opinion. You can use the phrases in my opinion, I believe, I think, in conclusion, to sum up, or a balanced summary of the topic. Top tips for writing. First, start by saying what the current situation is or introducing the debate. Second, in the second paragraph, talk about the advantages or reasons in favor. Use expressions like one advantage is and another advantage is. In the third paragraph, give the disadvantages or reasons against. You can start this contrasting paragraph with on the other hand. We know, yes, on the one hand, on the other hand. And finally, sum up the main arguments using to sum up, to conclude. Give your opinion using expressions like personally, I think, in my opinion. Let's look at example of essay. The topic is the internet bad for young people? The first paragraph is the introductory paragraph. It is now easier than ever to access the internet. Whether you are using a computer, phone, or tablet, there is no doubt that many young people are spending more and more time online with both positive and negative consequences. In the first paragraph, we show the problem, yes, the using the internet. The second paragraph, we start our main body. One advantage of the internet is that young people can do research for their schoolwork and homework. This often helps teenagers to widen their knowledge and improve their grades. Another positive aspect of the internet is that people can practice foreign languages by chatting to friends in other countries. This is also a good way of keeping in touch with friends and family around the world. The next paragraph of the main body, we give disadvantages of using the internet. On the other hand, there are also negative consequences, or we can say there are some disadvantages. Some young people become addicted to online gaming, and this can mean that they waste too much time playing these games. This can have a negative effect on their schoolwork, the amount of exercise they get, and their social lives. In addition, don't forget about linking words. Excessive internet use can mean that some young people hardly talk to their families because they are always on the computer. And the last, the conclusion. We start with the phrase to sum up. Spending time on the internet can have a negative impact on young people, but it also has many advantages. Personally, I think the internet is an incredible tool and the benefits of internet access outweigh the dangers. However, we should be careful not to use the internet excessively. Okay, so you can see the example of for and against essay, and you can see that the author uses many linking words, and you have to remember that you must use at least 5 linking words or phrases in your essay. Don't forget to start your paragraphs with them, and use different grammar tenses, modal verbs, phrasal verbs, and don't forget about the language. Okay, so your homework to revise the rules of writing for and against essay, and at the next lesson we are going to write an essay, but topic you will know later. Okay, so for today your homework is to write down the notes in your exercise book and to be ready to write your own essay. Okay, goodbye. See you soon.